Just a minute, I'm trying to share my presentation. How to change to the presentation?
Your voice is very low, sir. Can you speak loudly?
Yeah, I am not at speaking. I'll, actually, I'm just trying to locate the PowerPoint presentation. Okay.
Which unit, sir? Unit
Unit 12, we'll start with Unit 12.
12. Okay. Complete it.
Okay, are you all able to see the presentation?
No.
Okay, just a minute. Sure. Now is it visible? I'll make it full screen.
Yeah, you please make it full screen.
Is it visible now?
Now it is.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon to you all. Now,
Yes.
this is the first of the online counseling sessions for organizational behavior, course 8. And last session, we have personally had these counseling sessions. And in the last session, we have dealt with this topic, understanding work teams, and this topic could not be completed. So I am taking up this topic again, and until the uh, portion we have covered, we'll just run through quickly, and then I'll discuss in detail the today's topic. Just let me adjust the screen. This now, are you able to see the screen in full?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay, just a second. Show that. Now?
No,
Okay.
not it.
What are you seeing on your screen?
We are screening the options, you know.
Okay.
Now it is okay.
Now it's
Under-
okay.
Understanding work. Let it be of same size, no problem.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Presentation. Yes, I'm not comfortable with it. So is this visible? No.
Not visual, you know, what Professor Bhujangarao
Okay.
has done, he put PDF and went on sliding it. You could
Yeah,
try
that is what I am also trying. Just a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Uh,
That will be maybe easier.
correct. All this menu is new to me.
Yeah, menu is visible and each
Yeah.
slide also is visible.
Yeah, now it's visible.
Yeah.
Okay. Presentation. Right. Okay. So we have started the 12th unit in the physical session last. So that was about understanding work teams. So before we understand what is work teams and what is team effectiveness, let us go into a brief about the nature of work group and work teams.
Teams.
So if we understand correctly, the groups are, what is a group? A group is a collection of two or more individuals. That can be any number. It can start from 2 and it can end in 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever. But the nature of group is that all the members are interacting and interdependent on each other. And the groups have certain objectives or goals or ends for which they are working. And we need to basically distinguish between work group and work teams. So what is work group? Work group is a group that has interaction of the members. That is one member interacting with other, and like that, or there will be multiple interactions. So what is this interaction aimed at? Interaction is aimed basically at sharing information, data, and all. Why this information is shared is basically to make decisions. And in this kind of work group, there is no need for collective work. There is no joint effort. And the performance of this work group is just simply the summation of individual members' inputs. There is no synergy created. That means it is a simple work group. There are no synergies created by collective working. But the members are dependent on each other for information and making their own decisions in their sphere of working. And when it comes to work teams are also groups, but there is coordinated effort of members. And because of the collective and collaborative working, there is positive synergies generated from the work team. And the performance is not simply summation of the individual members' efforts, but it is much more than the sum of their individual contributions. This is the basic difference between work group and work team. And just a simple comparison of the work groups and work teams is given here. You are able to hear me properly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very nice. So you see work in this diagram, work groups, there are members. Members are all are scattered, independent. Whereas in work teams, the members are connected by the communication channels and coordination channels. So here, in case of work groups, they share information. That is the goal. But in case of work teams, collective performance, that is joint working, is the goal. They are not supposed to work independently. And as far as synergy is concerned, sometimes there may be even negative synergy when it is organized in the nature of work group. But there is positive synergy in work teams. That is by the very nature, 1 + 1 should be more than 2. And in accountability, in work groups, all the individuals are accountable individually. Whereas in work teams, there is dual kind of accountability. That is, the individuals are accountable for their own performance, and individuals are accountable to other individuals or members of the group, because there is interdependence between the members. As far as skills are concerned, work groups, there is random and varied skill sets that are brought by the individual members. But in case of work teams, there is no repetition of skill set. It is all complementary. That means each member will have brought a different set of skills that are required for collective working. And why are group teams becoming popular? This is because the tasks that are required to be worked by the teams require multiple skills, judgment, and also experience. That is why so many people from different groups are being brought to work on a single team. And what is the modern day situation? That organizations are structured to compete effectively and efficiently. So this is imperative that...
Sir, one thing.
Yeah.
Can you change the slide? Only the heading is visible.
Here my slide is fully visible. Okay,
No.
I just come back.
No, if you have got difference between group and teams, if you have made a different slide, kindly show that. Because we
Yeah,
are
I'm
seeing only
changing the
the...
slide actually. Here you are not able to see.
No,
Now
we are seeing only the 12 understanding work teams. You have to...
understanding work teams I have changed already.
No, but it is not visible on our screen, sir.
Okay, so how to deal with this? I have changed the slide already. 1 minute.
Yeah, now it is showing.
Now it is showing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hide, how to hide this? Hide this video panel. No. Hide the control. How to control, hide the communications. Okay. So I'll continue with this.
Sir.
Okay. So, yeah. I just don't want this control. I am unable to hide this control.
Okay, sir. Let it be. No problem.
No, but it is obstructing my view. That is the problem.
Oh, okay, okay.
Now I am able to stop it. Are you able to see now clearly?
Yeah.
Ah, very good, very good. So now you see the previous slide, I'll show you. This is the previous slide where maybe you have missed this one also. The comparing work groups and work teams. What are the differences in respect of goal, synergy, accountability, and skills that I have discussed in the last few minutes. Now coming to the third point, why teams are more popular and why organizations are resorting to formation of teams to achieve their goals. So why the teams are popular means because the teams can achieve feats that individuals are never able to accomplish on their own when they are working in uh, in a on their own single member. That will be collective efforts only can give better results. That is why teams are being utilized. Another reason is that teams are flexible and responsive to the changing events. They can respond quickly. And also another advantage is that teams can be quickly assembled, deployed, or refocused and disbanded, which is not possible when we are using the work groups, like where the individuals are working on their own independently. But in a team, they are working collectively. So these collective teams can be assembled easily. They can be deployed wherever the organization require. They can change their focus and they can also be disbanded quickly. That is the advantage of the teams. Then they are also the effective means to democratize the organizations and also increase the employee involvement. When there is team working, it is democratizing organizations. That means everybody has a chance to participate in communication, leadership, decision making. So that is increasing the employee involvement and he's getting motivated to perform better. And in teams, there is a collaborative mindset. It is not like I only should succeed. So collectively, the group should succeed. That is why there is a collaboration between the various members of the team. Then another thing that needs to be taken care of is whether to use teams or individuals for achieving the organizational goals. That is, when to use teams, when not to use the teams is the question. So if the work is small or can be done independently, done by one person, then there is no need to form the teams. Then whenever a common goal is to be created or purpose is there, then only you need to create teams. Otherwise, individual working will be fine. Then where there is a interdependence of the members of one another, that is the output of one member is the input for other member, then there is interdependence, then there is a requirement of team, then only the team should be formed. In these conditions only teams are to be formed, otherwise individual working is fine. Then we are coming to the types of teams. There is a typographical error. It is actually only 4 types of teams, not 5. Let us see what are all the 4 types of teams. Basically, there are 4 types of teams: problem-solving team, self-managed team, cross-functional team, and virtual teams. So we'll go one by one. The first one is problem-solving team. In problem-solving team, about 5 to 12 number of hourly employees. They are not regular employees. When this kind of problem-solving teams working has started, those days, 5 to 12 members of employees, they used to sit together. They are all from the same department. They sit only for a few hours per week, not per days or continuously. It's not their exclusive focus. They will spend a few hours from their regular schedule over the end of the day or alternate days or whatever, and they will try to look into these problems. So what is their focus? The focus can be on improvement of the quality of products or services, the speed with which the products or services are delivered, the efficiency in working, and how to improve the work environment. These are all the focus of the problem-solving teams. Here, in problem-solving teams, what do they require? They require regular data to understand the situation and come up with the solutions. But one typical problem with problem-solving teams is that they have no official authority to implement their own solutions. They will have to depend on the management for accepting their solutions or suggestions and implementing them. What is the normal type of problem-solving team? For example, it is a safety committee that is improving the safety of the work environment. So here you see that there are several team members who are trying to resolve a problem. Then next comes the self-managed teams. Here, there are typically about 10 to 15 employees. They are all having interconnected roles and jobs. They have the decision-making powers. All these people are actually erstwhile, they are taking over the functions of their erstwhile supervisors. That means what? The management has formed a team, and they have done away with their supervisors, and the team members themselves are given the responsibility for understanding and making the decisions. Then the team members will build their own strategy to see how the work gets started and completed. So that's why they have these different tasks, like they will plan and schedule their own work, how to do, when to do, what are the dates, timelines. Then between the members, how the tasks are assigned. Then they have the control over the pace of work at which they will have to work. They have their own standards which are fixed by the team themselves. It is not ordained by the management. So sometimes they can work slowly depending on the nature of work, inputs they have, information they have, the resources they have. At other times, they will speed up based on the situation. Then all the operating decisions will be taken by the team because there is no supervision. Only these are self-managed teams. They will have to take their own decisions and be accountable for them. And as they progress, they will be acting on the problems themselves. They don't depend on any outside support for acting on the problems. So as the problems are faced, they will have to solve and then proceed towards the goal. Then next one is cross-functional team. What is a cross-functional team? In these organizations, there are several departments or wings or divisions that are carrying out the work of the organization. So in a typical organization, some divisions are given here, departments like accounting department, operations department, marketing, IT. There will be several. There may be research, or there may be sales. There may be research. Like this, several departments can be there. So from each of these departments, they will take employees and put it on a team. So that will be called a cross-functional team. It is not necessary that all the members from all the wings or divisions are taken. To the extent of their requirement only, they will be taking into the cross-functional team. For example, in government, there is a tender evaluation committee. For example, they will have to see all the tenders that are received or the bids that are received, and they will have to examine. So what they will do normally, typically they will take one person from procurement, another person from technical usage department, and another person from finance. So these team members will be working together to assess the eligibility of the tenderers or bidders and see which one is the best one and what is the correct price at which the tender is to be or work is to be awarded. So how did these cross-functional teams came into picture? It was in the first, it started in Northwestern Mutual. This is a kind of insurance company. What they wanted to understand was what is the impact of the computers, whether the introduction of computers is giving any competitive advantage to the company among the various competitors. So what they did, they took members from finance, investment, actuarial, and other departments and put them on the team. And the team has studied the impact of computers on its working, whether or not it is giving competitive advantage to the organization. Then one Harvard Business Review study says that 75% of cross-functional teams are dysfunctional. Dysfunctional means they are not meeting the requirement. What are those areas? Those areas are budget. They are not able to stick to the budget, financial budget. Then they are not able to stick to the timelines. They are shooting. There are delays. There are overruns. Then the specifications given to the team for the task is also not being met. Then many times customer expectations are not met by the team members. Then there are also problems with alignment with the corporate goal or the team goal. That means if the individuals are having their own personal agenda or personal target, there is a dysfunction to the extent that that member is not cooperating with the team members. This can typically happen when all the members are not attending the team meetings. They are not understanding the goals or how the work is being done, who is doing what. Then how to overcome this? There should be ideally within the cross-functional team, there should be a small portfolio governance team that will be monitoring the activities. And there should be an accountable leader. That means each and every member in the group cannot be a leader. That means there is no accountability. Each one is accountable for their own work, but there will be no common accountability. That is why we need an accountable leader. Then the goals, resources, or deadlines all should be very clear to the team members. Project success should be the main objective. It should be overriding all the personal targets or goals. Otherwise, the team will not be effective in reaching its goal. And another important thing is, like, there should be constant review and monitoring of the project. What's its status? What are the resources required? Whether any timelines are to be extended. So there should be continuous re-evaluation of the progress of the work. See, the cross-functional teams, where are they used? They are widely used in automotive manufacturers, like all these big automobile manufacturers like Toyota, BMW, Honda, Nissan. All these are using the cross-functional teams. You can see that all these are spread all over the world. It is not concentrated in any one particular continent or country. So it is being used across the world. There is no concentration of use of this method in any single part of the globe. So where are they used? They are used to coordinate very complex projects that will have multiple crores of or billions of investment and big timeline, large timelines are involved. There, these cross-functional teams are utilized. Then, whenever the organizations or companies have to maintain different lines of products, they use these cross-functional teams. And sometimes, even for taking the sales calls, different cross-functional teams are taken because they take the members from even operations, marketing, accounts team, account managers. All these people are also taken so that the prospective customer can be explained about all the features and the cost involved, and then and there they can clinch the deal. That is the advantage of forming cross-functional teams. Yes, sir.
That's okay. This, predominantly by automobile.
Yeah.
My humble opinion, today cross-functional teams have become so popular. Almost everywhere it is being used.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You are right. It
Sir.
is used everywhere, but initially it all started with these people using it.
Maybe, yes, yeah.
Yeah, that is the only reason. That is why I have mentioned. It is very popular. Cross-functional work teams are very popular, and this has become the order of the day.
Yeah, thank you.
So coming to the last type of team, this is a virtual team. So virtual team, there is no physical meeting of the members. There is no face-to-face interaction between the members. They're all brought together over a virtual mode, online mode. And the members are dispersed at different places. They are either it can be in the same city or same region or same country or same state, same continent, but it can be across wherever they are there. They are brought together. And here also there are two types, within the organization and outside the organization. Within the organization also is possible, and outside the organization, that is beyond the organizational boundaries also, this kind of team can be formed when other partners, like external partners, like suppliers or consumers, they are also brought in. Then that is also a kind of work team, because they will be coordinating and they will be monitoring, they will be reviewing the progress of the teamwork. So what do? They share the information and they make decisions. They complete the task by online collaboration. One thing that is important here is trust, because the members are not personally meeting. The establishing trust is very important between the members. Otherwise, there will be no cohesiveness and no active collaboration. One of the problems can be like poor email communication. When communication is through only mail, and even that mail is not very helpful and not building trust, that can be a problem. Then, because all these are virtual teams, the team members should not become invisible. That means that whenever there are virtual team meetings, they should be coming online and discussing. They should not go offline or resist themselves from attending the team meetings. That will create a lot of problems. So further, the team accomplishments, they should be celebrated publicly, openly in the team meetings. And there should be monitoring of the team work on a close basis. Otherwise, what will happen? They are not sitting physically. There can be delays. That is why the leader will have to take a regular call of the team work's progress. And another factor is that all members are not very comfortable while working on a virtual team. Like there may be age, gender, experience, all these things may be a factor while working on virtual teams, but they all have to be overcome by way of training or changing the members. Then this all brings us to the point how to create effective work teams. There has been a lot of research going on how to create work teams, effective work teams, and what are the contributing factors. So all these researchers have formed a team effectiveness model that we are going to discuss from now onwards. And we need to keep 2 points or 2 caveats while seeing that model. That also helped. But what is the characteristic of a work team? Why? What is the benefit? Like whenever we are forming teams, we are expecting that there will be certain potential gains because of forming teams. That is the first thing, that is potential group effectiveness that will bring in some gains. And due to the team working, there will be process gains. Synergies are created, so there will be additional gains because of the synergies. But at the same time, there will be certain process losses also. Because of team working, there will be certain process losses. There may be delays, there may be coordination issues, and there may be social loafing. Like all team members are not contributing equally. Some members are loafing, that is, they are not contributing, or they are desisting from contributing, though they are having the capability. So all these put together will result in actual group effectiveness. This is the only benefit. It may be higher than the potential effectiveness, or it may be lower, but it is generally expected that it will be equal to or more than the potential effectiveness gains. Then how effective teams are created? What are the key components that are required for teams to become effective? What are they? There are 4 factors. They are context, composition, work design, and process variables. That are process variables in nothing but team processes. These we'll see in detail here. So in this team effectiveness model, as I said, there is context, there is composition, then work design, and process. All of these items, all of these individual factors we'll see in the upcoming slides. So here the caveat is, it is only a general guide. It is not a rule or a dictum. It depends on situation to situation, company to company, time to time, like that. It is not uniform. There is no rigid application of the model. It only works as a guide. And the other presumption is that only after choosing the collective working, that is through teamwork, prefer to individual work, that the teams are created. These are the 2 assumptions. You cannot decide that teamwork is better than individual work at a subsequent stage. Initially itself, you will have to decide. So this is a foregone conclusion. Okay, so this is nothing but another same explanation. So we'll be going in detail with these 4 components of these effective teams. The first one is context. There are certain contextual influences that create effective teams, that is team effectiveness. So first one is, here also there are 4 within the contextual influences also. There are 4 factors. The first one and the most important is the adequate resources. Are you all able to follow me? Are you able to hear me?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So the first one is providing adequate resources to the teams. So they should be equipped with all the tools to complete the job, and also the information that is required or inputs that are required for the team to work on the task given. Then there should be sufficient staff. As many roles are there in the team, that many number of people should be allocated to the team by the management. Then if the team has been able to do well, they are progressing well, they are following the timelines, then it should be encouraged. There should be a word of appreciation from the management. And all other kinds of administrative assistance, like paraphernalia for meetings or whatever required, that should be provided by the administration or management. The second most important contextual influence is there should be effective leadership and structure for the team. So when there is a team working, all the members should agree that these are the works that are to be completed, and how the members of the team fit together to integrate the individual tasks and meet the team roles or team tasks. So here major decisions taken include who will do what. That means which member will take up what role. I'll explain in the next slide. Then there should also be equal distribution of work. Sometimes it is equal workload or equitable. Ideally, it should be equitable distribution of workload. Then how the work should be scheduled. What are the timelines to be followed to be complete? What are the milestones at which the certain tasks are to be completed? Then if there are any additional skills needed by the members, then who will take up? How those skills will be met? Sometimes some members may be chipping in and they will acquire those additional skills and try to meet the requirements of the team. And how the conflicts that are arising within the group working, like decision making, information sharing, resource sharing, how they are to be dealt with, that is also to be taken care. Then decision making style, whether it will be democratic or it will be simply by leader will take the decision. How that decision will be taken, that is also depends. The structure of taking decisions also will have an influence on the effective working of the team. Even sometimes self-managed teams, as we discussed, they don't require any leaders as such. Each is having his own sphere of work and they can work together. But sometimes they also may need leaders. Then leadership, why it is very important? Because leaders themselves may have expectations about the members. It depending on the expectations of the leaders, the members may be performing. Okay, like that is his expectations will lead to improved performance and meeting those expectations by the members. Then leaders' own mood, that also will affect the performance of the team. If it is a positive mood of the leader, then it will result in a high performance by the team members. But if it is a negative mood, most of the times the leader is shouting, is not able to guide the team properly, not evaluating, not reviewing, then there will be low turnout. That means low productivity. Another contextual influence is like climate of trust. The members should be trusting each other as well as their leader also. So this will alone result in cooperation. When there is a trust, there will be low need for monitoring. Each member will be contributing their own amount of task, work required, effort required, and there will be less fear of exploitation. Sometimes what happens, other members will slog off. So that kind of fear also will not be there when there is trust in each other members. The last contextual influence in this context is performance and reward systems. So here, normally, traditionally, organizations, they are only rewarding the individual efforts. But when it comes to teams, there is a need to recognize the collaborative and collective working. Otherwise, there is no point in trying to create teams. So that is why the organizations or the management, they will have to take up all these things like group-based appraisals. That means all the members in the team collectively should be appraised, not individually alone. That means individual appraisal also should be done and group collective appraisal also should be done. And another is like profit sharing. Like whenever there is the company or the organization has benefited because of the members, so the profit also should be shared. That is why you are seeing so many ESOPs and profit sharing mechanisms are being implemented by the private sector in particular. Then small group incentives also should be allowed wherever it is possible, apart from the individual contribution, recognizing the individual contributions. Then second most important factor is composition. How the team members should be there, how the composition of the team should be there. So this basically depends on the ability of the members. So there should be people to deal with all kinds of problems. Like some people will be requiring technical expertise. Some people will have to solve the problems. Some people, mostly the leader, will have to make the decisions. And interpersonal skills are required by each and every member. It is not necessary that only some members should have these kind of skills or abilities, but each one should have. Then personality of the members. In personality factors, perception and personality chapter, we have seen that the personality of the individuals in a organization or group also matters. It is also a contributing factor to the organizational growth. So what are all these personality characteristics like? Conscientiousness, open to experience, agreeableness, all these relate to team performance. When these are there will be higher output and there will be cohesiveness, very high quality of collaboration. But here the problem is when the organizations or management is selecting members and putting those members in the team, they should select the members in such a way that all the members are having the above average qualities of this conscientiousness or open to experience or agreeableness. Otherwise, what will happen? Some of the members may become overloaded. For example, this conscientiousness, it means that people are dependable, responsible, achievement-oriented, time-conscious. But if somebody is, one of the member is highly conscientious and the other member is low conscientious, then what happens? The member who is having high consciousness, he will be overloaded. That means he will have to cope up with the workload that is backlog of the other person. So this can lead to inequitable workload. So that is why the management will have to carefully select people and form the team. Then allocating roles and diversity. There are many team roles that must be fulfilled. So there are 9 roles. I'll show you in the next slide. Then other point is that the diversity can lead to lower performance. That means if the number of the members are belonging to different region, gender, age, experience, then that can lead to lower performance. But at the same time, that can also lead to creative solutions and increased speed of decision making. That is also sometimes very advantageous. Then what is the ideal size of the team that will contribute to team effectiveness? Normally, it is believed that 7 to 9 members is the optimum team and it should ideally be less than 10. If there are large number of members in the team, that can lead to coordination problems, then cooperation, then trust can become another factor, and social loafing is also a problem that is to be dealt with. So that is why size of the team should be lower, ideally 7 to 9. Then whether all the members are preferring to work on team or are they individual players? This factor is to be seen before the members are put on the teams. Why this is required? If the members are not interested in working team, in collaborative team, they can be the spoil sport. Then the performance of the team, output of the team can go down. That is why the members' preference is to be assessed, and only those members who are willing and able to contribute, then only they should be taken on the team. Then these are the key roles that are to be performed by various team members, like linker, creator, promoter, assessor, organizer, producer, controller, maintainer, and advisor. All these are required by the team. Sometimes a member may be catering to the roles by more than one. That is also possible. But team leaders should see that these are equitably distributed. There is no overload on any particular team member. Then the next characteristic is work design. How the work is designed within the team. We have seen in motivation, under motivation section, we have studied the job characteristics model. You may be remembering that skill variety, task identity, task significance, and freedom and autonomy. All these are important factors that will determine the motivation potentials of the particular job. So these are very important. Even in the group working, they should be taken care. What does this involve? Like freedom means the members should be able to work independently. There should be no outside interference or intervention that will undermine their independence. Then skill variety. The ability and the skills of the talents of the members should be able to be utilized in the working of the team. There should be a match between their skill variety and the team role requirement. Then task identity. When the members are able to complete a whole and identifiable task or product or activity, they are very much satisfied and they are motivated. Then another factor is like task significance. If the work that is performed by a member is having a substantial impact on the work of others or other members or overall the team effort, then that will also motivate the employee and give the satisfaction. So these are all the 4 factors that are important in creating effective teams. Then the process. The last one is team processes. So what are the team processes? What are the factors here? Like all the members should be committed to a common purpose that provides them the direction. And they should have the capability for reflexive thinking. That is, wherever they are not able to meet any timelines or resources, are not able to adjust the resources, they will have to rethink and adjust the plan. Then the other thing is like they should have specific team goals. The managements, that is why they are setting all these days, they are setting SMART goals, specific, measurable, realistic and challenging and achievable goals. That means it should be a little above their capability, but it should not be deterring them from working towards the goals. Then team efficacy. That means the team should believe in its ability to succeed in the task. If that efficacy is not there, they will not be able to perform well and achieve the goals. Then they should have a ideal, accurate, and a common mental map. That means all the members should be thinking on the same lines as to how the work gets done. They should be on the same page. Then if there are any conflicts that are arising in the group, how they are to be resolved. Certain conflicts are helpful when they are related to the task, like how to achieve the goals, how to carry on the work. Those work-related or task-related conflicts are helpful because they can create new solutions, creative thinking. But when it comes to interpersonal conflicts, that is group members are at conflict with each other, that can impact the performance of the team. That is why it has to be managed. And it is better to avoid all interpersonal conflicts. That is why the selection of the members into the team itself will play a very important role. Then, as we saw, that social loafing is a very critical factor that needs to be minimized. How it can be minimized? The team should hold the members accountable both on individual basis and as a team together also. Then only the social loafing can be minimized. Just a second. Yeah, thank you. So, how can organizations create team players? As we understood that some members are encouraged or they are thrived on working on independently and being rewarded independently. But when it comes to teamwork, how to create team players? That means who will contribute to the team, who will be willingly participating in the teamwork. So three processes are very important here. That is selecting, training, and rewarding. Selecting the or hiring the team players only, then creating team players. In case you are not able to hire, then creating team players, then also rewarding. How incentives can help one become a good team player. So in selection, what are the things that will go into the selection? Like what are the interpersonal skills that a person or a member is bringing to the team? That is important while selecting the members into the team. Then training. So when people are brought into the team, they can be given training. So if the selection is not possible, training can be given. So how they can be trained? They can be trained on the communication skills, interpersonal skills, how work in the team is carried out, what are the team building processes, all these can be given. If that is also not possible, then the member can be transferred and another person can be selected. Then rewards, as we have already seen, the reward system should be encouraging the cooperative and collaborative efforts rather than individual efforts. So at the same time, individual contributions also should be recognized while emphasizing the importance of the teamwork. Otherwise, there will be less output of the team. We may be thinking that forming teams and working through teams is the ideal solution, but that is not the case always. Sometimes teams take more time and resources than individual work also. So that is why we need to understand clearly whether we should be going for team or individual working. So what are these three tests? If the work is complex and there is a need for different perspectives, that means each member bringing his own experience, knowledge, skill set, then that will be better because of the insights of more than one person. Then also the team should be formed. Then work should create a common purpose or set of goals for the group or team that is larger than the aggregate goals of the individuals. If the common goal is created, that will integrate the individual goals and the company or organization's goals, then also team should be formed. Then whether the members are involved in interdependent tasks, that means whether the output of one member is dependent, if the output of the member becomes the input of the other members, Then there is interdependency. So then also there is a need to create teams. In these three situations, teams are preferred over individual working. So where is this team work very widely practiced? It is seen that in US, the practice is less, but in other countries, there is wide usage of this teamwork. Mostly cross-functional teams will be utilized. And self-managed teams, some countries, they will work well, where there is high tolerance for ambiguity. But when there is low tolerance for ambiguity, they don't work well. And also the same situation holds good for uncertainty or high power distance. That means if there is high uncertainty, self-managed teams will not be effective. They'll be dysfunctional. They'll not be able to deal with the uncertainty like that. So their self-managed teams will not be useful. They should be cross-functional team and they should be equipped with all the decision-making power and autonomy to deal with the situation. Then another factor is global implication is like team cultural diversity and team performance. When there is a team that is comprising people from different nationalities or cultures, that can create problems that can affect the team efficiency in the short run. But over a period of time, say 3 to 6 months, all these differences will be resolved and this diverse team can give better solutions. They'll be creative. They'll be more cohesiveness. They can perform very well. Then what are the, having discussed about how to create effective teams, what are the factors that help in creating effective teams? We can deduce certain characteristics. What are they? Adequate resources, then effective leadership, a climate of trust between the members and in the leader, then appropriate reward and evaluation mechanisms, balancing between the individual and group effort, then composing members of the team with the right skills and roles, and the team should be ideally of a small size. Ideal size is 7 to 9 members. Then the work should be such that it provides autonomy, freedom, and the chance to contribute, and that leads to satisfaction among the members. And where the tasks are whole and significant, they are having team effectiveness. And efficacy also we talked about. Members believe that team is capable of achieving their goals. So whenever there are issues, the management should be able to modify the environment and they should be able to select team-oriented members to increase the chance of effective teams. Friends, are you able to follow? Is there any input you want to give? Oof.
You can share the PPT with the group. That will be one request.
Yeah, how to share that? Is there any here I can share in the group itself?
Yeah, that will be the easier thing, yes.
Okay, I'll share that. I'll share
sir.
that. Just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, coming back to the controls. How to control? Stop sharing. I'll share this PPT. In chart, can we share?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. In chat, go and press the plus symbol, sir, on the
Okay.
left side.
Ah,
Then select the file and select the PPT.
plus symbol,
Left side lo ఉంటుంది, sir.
format, emoji, file. Okay, file, right.
Right.
Thank you, Shashikant Garu.
Thank
Nice,
you.
very nice, very nice, very fast.
You have facilitated. That is the teamwork, you say?
Yeah,
Yes.
excellent. Yeah, I'm sharing both presentations. That is what we have completed now and what we are going to continue. That is Unit 12 we have completed. Unit 13, communication also, we are now going to start.
Wonderful.
So it will keep loading. I think we should be able to see.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, sir, we got it, sir.
Yeah, nice. So this is the first time we are doing this online, so there were issues.
Really? I see.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
True. Yeah.
Thank you. So only 24 members I can see.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll share the next one. Share. Communication.
Communication also has come now. Yes.
Yeah.
It has been shared already.
Yeah. Okay. You are able to see on the screen. Right. I'll just hide this. Where is this hiding? Show video panel. Hide floating cameras. Right. Okay. Now we are going to the next
13.
unit, that is communication.
Yeah.
Right. So let us understand what is communication, what is its importance. So according to Peter Drucker, he's a management expert and author. He has written several books. So he is widely popular among the management circles. So what he says about communication is that it is the most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. Okay, so that means that the key factor in getting behind the communication, you are.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Seems
But,
the
yeah.
PPT is not shared.
PPT is to be shared.
Okay, you are not able to see it.
Yeah.
I thought it is shared. Yeah. Just a second.
No, it has come in the chat, but not on the screen.
Okay. What is this? Why it is happening?
You need to close this present one, which is open, sir. The Teams one.
Teams one is not closed, huh?
Not closed.
Not closed yet.
Okay. Now?
No.
Now it's closed, yes.
Now you are able to see?
No, you have to paste that, perhaps.
Okay, just a minute. Share. Okay. So now you are able to see?
Yes.
Yeah. Peter Drucker.
Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. So we are also challenged, technologically challenged. Okay. So Peter Drucker says the most important thing in communication is hearing what is not said, not what is said. So that is why the non-verbal communication, that is body language, is more important. in a way we can take that
Yes.
communication is very important, and what is not said is also as important as what is said. Just a quote to understand the importance of communication. Right? Next. So what is the concept of communication? Where did it come from? It came from the Latin word that is communis, which means a common meeting ground for understanding. Understanding what? Verbal, written, and non-verbal symbols. And this is a process of transmission of thoughts, feelings, facts, or other information. Then can organizations operate without any communication? No. Why communication is needed in the organizations? Because the workers need to know the organization's objectives, their goals, their vision, their mission. All this the workers need to know, then only they are able to perform, they are motivated enough to contribute. Then if there is no communication, they will not be knowing what is their roles and responsibilities, how they can contribute. Then managers themselves would not be able to train the workers to equip them with the skills needed. Then managers would also not be able to inform the employees about the changes. There should be a communication. Otherwise, they will not be able to inform the employees about the changes. Then organizations also will not be able to understand the competitive environment, what is happening in their industry or the outside the organization. When we are talked about the managerial roles, like what kind of roles they are performing, we saw that they are performing 10 roles in 3 different categories. So the information category, there are decisional, monitoring, and disseminator roles of the manager. They are essentially performing the role of communication, both within the organization, outside the organization, communicating to the outside organization as well. So let us see 1 or 2 definitions of communication. So Greenberg has defined communication as the process by which a person, group, or organization, the sender, transmit some type of information, the message, to another person, group, or organization, to the receiver. A very simple definition that states that communication is a process. And the Merriam-Webster's dictionary says communication is a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols, signs, or behavior. This is a dictionary definition. Another definition given by Bass and Stadgill, it says that communication effectiveness is the degree to which someone tells others something and ensures that they understand what was said. That means the second party has understood what was communicated by the first party. Then I just wanted to show you a sample of effective communication.
Wonderful.
This is a communication used by Mr. Sundar Pichai. He was the CEO of Google. This was in 2007 keynote address, right? I'll show you for a very brief time, just about 2-3 minutes. I'll keep forwarding and showing that. I hope you will be able to catch it. Let me see if you are able to see this. Are you able to see the video?
No, sir.
We are only able to hear the music.
Okay. Yeah, just a second. Correct. Yeah, because this has opened another screen.
I see.
So it is probably you are not seeing it. I'll just share it. Where is that? Safari. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a second.
First one.
Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to Google I/O. I love you guys too. Can't believe it's 1 year already. It's a beautiful day. We're being joined by over 7,000 people, and we are live streaming this, as always, to over 400 events in 85 countries. Last year was the 10th year since Google I/O started, and so we moved it closer to home at Shoreline, back where it all began. Seems to have gone well. I checked the Wikipedia entry from last year. There were some mentions of sunburn, so we have plenty of sunscreen all around. It's on us. Use it liberally. It's been a very busy year since last year, no different from my 13 years at Google. That's because we've been focused ever more on our core mission of this week, we crossed over 2 billion active devices of Android. As you can see, the robot is pretty happy too behind me. So it's a privilege to serve users at this scale. And this is all because of the growth of mobile and smartphones. But computing is evolving again. We spoke last year about this important shift in computing from a mobile-first to an AI-first approach. Mobile made us reimagine every product we were working on. We had to take into noisy environments. This is why, if you speak to Google on your phone or Google Home, we can pick up your voice accurately, even in noisy environments. When we were shipping Google Home, we had originally planned to include 8 microphones so that we could accurately locate the source of where the user was speaking from. But thanks to deep learning, we use a technique called neural beamforming, we were able to ship it with just 2 microphones and achieve the same quality. Deep learning is what allowed us, about 2 weeks ago, to announce support. As you can see, we are beginning to understand images and videos. All of Google was built because we started understanding text and web pages. So the fact that computers can understand images and videos has...
Okay. Coming back. Were you all able to see the video?
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Okay. So, what are the things we see in his speech, his presentation? So, use of humor. That was a very important feature of his Sundar Pichai's talk in that video which we have seen. Then the clarity about the ideas. Then non-verbal actions, his facial expressions, body movement. Then the body language, how confidently, how well he is able to present his point of view. Then use of visual aids. You have seen here, behind him, three screens that are projecting and aiding his presentation. Then moderate pace of speech. That means his speech is neither very fast nor very slow. It is very moderate pace that everybody can understand. He is using such kind of speech at such rate. Then another feature, another important thing which you might have noticed is the use of whole stage. You see, that is a very big stage. It is as good as a maybe a theater or something like that. And he is moving from one end to the other continuously and talking. So these are all I thought it is a very good example of effective communication. That is why I thought I'll show you one small sample of the video.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Next. So why is communication important? Because it renders 4 major functions in any organization. So the first one is it controls the members' behavior. So this happens in 2 modes, both formal channels and informal channels. We'll discuss about all these formal channels and informal channels. But formal channels means the official channel. That means through circulars and formal communication down the chain of command, the member's behavior is controlled. And even the informal channels also control the members' behavior. For example, at the workplace, the other members of the informal group that is within the same section or same division, the other people will be trying to control the member. Suppose one member is working overtime without any compensation. He's coming early, going late. He's taking additional work. So the other members will try to control him, saying that this is not proper. It will create pressure on us because you are also accepting additional responsibility. You are sitting late. You are putting more hours of work without any adequate compensation. So that kind of control also can be exercised. That is by the informal channels. That control is also possible. Then another factor is that communication fosters motivation through goal setting and also feedback. So unless the goals are communicated through the formal channels, what are the organizational goals, vision and mission of the organization or the company, then the employee will not be able to understand or know the what is the work expected from him. And similarly, feedback given by the employee to the management. That is also very important. Otherwise, the management will not be able to rectify the situation. Then communication also helps in releasing emotional expression through social interaction. This is not the official version. Through the social interaction, they will try to express them at the workplace. Like sometimes the boss calls him and says that you have done a good work. So he feels very elated and shares that joy with co-workers. So that also helps, that kind of communication, that is sharing the information with others, that also helps in emotional expression. Another last point is like it provides the information that the groups wherein the individuals require to take decisions. That is the input or information received from the other members is helpful in decision making by the one particular person. So these are all the 4 major functions of communication. So this is the communication process. Overall, this is the communication process, just a diagrammatical representation of the communication process, where there is a sender and there is a receiver. Sender has a message that is to be sent. And he encodes the message and puts it into a particular channel, and the message is received by the receiver and then decoded. Then there is disturbance, that is called noise. That is distortion of the message can happen at any place, like in the sender or the receiver or encoding, decoding, or the channel. So that also can be there. And when the message is understood by the receiver, he gives a feedback to the sender that, yes, I have understood the message, or I have not understood. This is the clarification required. This is the simple communication process. So I think this class is scheduled up to 3 o'clock and this can get disconnected anytime. So we'll continue in the next session whenever it stops. Is that fine?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Good. So in the communication process, what are the essential elements we have seen in the previous process diagram? The sender,
Message, encoding,
channel,
channel,
and there is a channel richness concept we need to understand. Then the
Mm.
receiver, decoding, feedback,
Decoding
and noise.
feedback noise.
Yeah. So do you want me to continue or you want to take a break? I don't know what is the time up to which this session is there.
No, I think we'll stop here, sir.
We can
That
stop
is
here. Huh?
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll have a 15-minute break for the next class. Is it like that or continuous only?
Continuous.
Oh, continuous only. Then I tell me.
Sir, it's 3 o'clock only, sir. It will get. We have to manually disconnect and log in using the other link.
Oh, okay. Then I'll stop because from 1:30 itself we are sitting. So it's 1.5 hours. Normally our attention span is only up to 40-45 minutes. But I think you have done a great job. I think you are not reduced your attention quality, I hope, because I am only seeing my presentation. I am not seeing you people all. Next time, probably we can improve by putting the videos also on. But first, I need to familiarize. So I thank you very much for your attention and cooperation. If you have any doubts, let us take up at the beginning of the tomorrow's session.
Wonderful.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you. Sorry,
Thank
I
you.
have,
Thank
I
you.
have not been able to meet your expectations. Let me understand your feedback maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I thank you very
Yeah.
much for your cooperation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.